you like the other two to answer?
What compelled you really to run? I guess for me, like as a person who goes by the whim, like I'm always interested because I always tell people, you know, when people ask me advice about running, I say like, it's your whys. At the very bottom, it's the whys that will keep you through this campaign and the why that sustains you in politics. So what is really your why for running and why you?
I opened up my remarks by telling you I was excited and ready to be your next port commissioner. And I would really believe that on day one. And the why is because I believe you deserve a better experience than what you've had in terms of what the port actually gives back and how it shows up in your lives. Many people had challenges in terms of why it is, for example, whether it's LNG or other reasons for how it is that they're looking at this port race. And I've been really adamant about it, trying to ensure that people lean into this race and take a really good look at the candidates so that we can be confident about what we get as a result. My why stems from two things. It is extremely important to me that a skill set that has transportation and shipping, that has global logistics, and that has supply chain solutions at the heart of what the commission can offer and how it reviews to respond to as the next tier of global competition is extremely important. We've got to have that skill set. We've got to have that, in my view, opportunity to have a better breadth and depth to respond to ensure that we compete well. The last thing is my community engagement. I come from community, so it is extremely important to me to work well and work hard for you. I can do that based upon how you've seen me serve in my leadership capacity.
I guess the why really is not because I didn't want to run for public office. I really didn't. And I had a lot of people say, you have the skill sets, including the incumbent Don Johnson said, you have the skill sets to be able to do the job and do it really well. And I have done really well with everything. I don't want another political position. I chose the port because I have a passion for the maritime industry. I have a passion for economic development in Pierce County. I've worked with the Economic Development Board. I own and operate a business. I do not work for a business. I have operated it. I've led it through a recession. I know that I can confidently lead the port. I'm a great team member. I have a lot of connections throughout the community. I have basically strong bipartisan support, labor, and business. So I plan to bring them to the table along with me. I am looking forward to the work, and I love the people of Pierce County. I've worked here. I've been a leader here in 31 years.
What question would you like the other two to answer?
I would direct it to my opponent because it's the best way to begin to help differentiate what I believe is critical as we look at the next tier opportunity for leadership at the port. When we consider how we expect to lead, and there is a support base that offers what we see as our opportunity to lead, how would you reconcile what brought you to the table as you discuss your why?
And I think I'm getting this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong too.
Sure.
But I have a very diverse background. I've worked in government. I know how government works slowly. I know the difference between government and the difference between business. And I worked in business, I've been in business for the past 11 years. And I think as a public school principal and an administrator, it's been slow going and difficult, but I know that the fastest way to be able to get things done is to not only bring people to the table and to find consensus, but as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, it's molded consensus that gets things done. It is not just consensus in and of itself. The other part of it is getting things done. The people who get things done are working moms. I have 4 beautiful daughters. I definitely know what it is my entire career, and you've heard my career. I've always done my best, and I will do my best for the port. I care a great deal about this community. And again, I've lived in this community in the South Sound all of my life, in Pierce County, in general, my whole professional career, which is 31 years. And also because my daughters pushed me to do it. They said that they wouldn't respect me if I didn't run for office.
Sure, I'm getting like supporters. I guess, you know, there's a saying that says if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with people. And this time around, I'm going with a lot of people, but there were always people behind me because I didn't know it then, but for them, I represented a vision, a hope of where we could take this county, the potential that we had, who could be included at the table, and how far we could go. I would say that people would say environmental groups or whatnot, but actually my biggest fans are actually children and youth. And if somebody told me to cut the crap, who am I really doing this for? I am doing it for economic development. I have an international business background. But my really big supporters are those who can't even vote. Yes, I am doing it for them too. I have them in mind when I think about the port because the decisions we'll be making are 30 years into the future. I don't even know if I will see the fruits of the labor when I'm on that commission. But I do want to lay the foundation so that we are successful, that we did reach our city of destiny, and that they had a good chance. Thank you.
What question would you like the other two to answer?
I think none of us have ever been in the seat at the Port Commission. So I'm going to ask, especially my opponent, why do you think you're the best person when you haven't served in that position? And why do you think you can make that decision when it's the voters' power to do that?
I think it's good that I haven't been on the commission. I actually think there should be term limits. I actually think the Port Commission has done their job. Claire Petrich has done 24 years for this community, and she's great. But I come from a different perspective, a different background, and there should be different skill sets. There should be different experiences that are on there. There should be an environmental steward. Or as the TNT would like to say, a fiery outsider. The port needs just one, not five. And maybe that's what I did say, because no Fortune 500 company would want the same kind of person. You want different skill sets, you want different experiences, different perspectives. And that's what I bring. I can bring different people at the table and reach out and make bridges that the port can't. I've been trying to build bridges with the Puyallup tribe of Indians, and it's so rare that they actually endorse my campaign. They don't normally do that, they simply give money. And there's been other people that I've been able to discuss with, and people are now on board with this campaign because they know that change is here. It's not just coming, it's here, and we need to adapt. Thank you.
And I'm excited for a fresh perspective and new ideas. Let me reiterate, a fresh perspective and new ideas. Arguably, there has been no one that would bring the type of perspective to the port that I would bring. And the reason why I am confident that that is a better way forward, not having sat in the seat, is because at a minimum, what is needed is a fresh perspective and new ideas. The new ideas I would associate with a real unique skill set that I have been adamant about being clear that does not exist on the commission now, and it would not exist but for you voting for it, ensuring that that type of skill set went forward. Transportation and shipping, global logistics, supply chain solutions, a heart for community that comes from having served a community. We do not have, in my view, that combination that is sorely needed based upon where we are now and the opportunity to move the port forward for another 100 years.